shop.
Yeah. There's an extra in that one of them George Gentry films, you know.
Oh, wait, alright.
When they did it in the borough.
Alright,
Yeah,
alright.
one of them old machines that was,
Oh,
you
really?
know, missing machine.
Oh, that'd be interesting to do.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I couldn't believe it.
Oh, mate. Oh, the flipping hassle that for 5 seconds of a shot, was it?
Yeah. I think they were about 2 minutes on the telly and it was about 4 or 5 days.
Okay. So the thing is, Huskey, for this is to just try and keep it quite brief, really, I think. You know, just not to go on for too I know it is difficult to sort of sum it all up. But
It's for me.
I thought for this bit here, what if you could just sort of say, you know, what this machine behind, you know, is, you know, and what it means to you, and then this sort of here. Let's have a crack anyway and see how we get on with it all, maybe. But okay, let's so just ask you. You sat here in this amazing shed with all these life possessions around you, Huskey. What do these particular ones here that we've got you next to, what do they mean to you?
Well, this potato spinner actually belonged to a friend of my father's, Danny O'Donnell. I think he's dead now, Irishman. And he'd had that for years and years, and he passed it on to me. You know, obviously he said, I don't want to see it go for scrap. I said, it never go for scrap. So yeah, and I've carried it on for quite a number of years now. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It's an old horse-drawn machine, you know, there's not many of them left. I know there's one currently in the museum, and there's still a few about, but there's an interesting point with this, and people don't understand it. Because it's rusty, they want to turn away from it, but the man who operated this last, it was a rusty old machine. I drive machines for a living, and nowadays you get more chance of driving brand new ones than you never did years ago. The farmer would have got this with a brand new coat of paint on, and he would have run it till the paint ran off and give it to a farmer later. That's why I like to leave them in the yard and put them in the working clothes, if you say.
Well, so what do these machines and this one here, what do they all mean to you? Why do you do it?
Well, they're my collection. You can set aside charges for doing that, wouldn't you? Why do you collect things? You know, they have programs and tell you don't about these hoarders. I'm not a hoarder. As such, I just like my possessions. I don't have a television, I don't have a video. I struggle with a mobile phone, really. It's always been my life since I was a kid. I always collected stuff. Motorbikes years ago, when I was a kid, 10 or 11 year old, I probably had about 6 or 8 motorbikes at that age. We had 6 acres of land at Warrenby in them days. We rented off the steel industry. Oh yeah, it's just a way of life, isn't it? For me, and there's a lot of people like me. You know, had a beautiful program. I tell you, didn't Fred Gibney? What did you think of him? He made a beautiful program, didn't he? And he was a celebrity over it.
Well, what would be nice, Huskey, if I got you talking and then you could maybe just, you know, stuff you and then you could do a little bit. Don't do it. It'd be just nice if you were talking and then just go and say, you know, stuff like this. Who would keep, you know, who would have looked after things like this if it hadn't been for me? So just how important is it then to keep these possessions as a piece of history, do you think?
Well, I think it is important. Once they're gone, and that's the end of it. I'll go see something in the scrapyard and I'll ask them will they sell me. Most places they say, okay, you know. Things like this. This came from the Teesmouth Lifeboat Museum. This will belong to my friend. He's not with us anymore. It's an interesting thing. Where have you ever seen a one? I bet nobody's seen a one. They might have, I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? Seems everything in here.
And without use, stuff like this could be lost.
Well, it would be lost, and that's the end of it, isn't it? People love going to museums, don't they? And in a way, this is my museum. Lots of people like to come and look at all my gear in here. Why not? You'll be interested, aren't you? Some of these things you need.
Okay, right, that's perfect. And I'm just going to get a little close-up of that. You're doing that thing with the...
Can see that as always.
Okay, so if you could just do with the whole what you did.
I've never been.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just take your hands away and do it twice and then put your hands back again. Okay, so off we go, yeah. do it twice. I think you did it twice in the thing, didn't you?
You
And don't,
actually two, so it's
yeah,
actually
don't-
4 times it sounds.
all right, don't lift it so high though if you can.
Right.
Okay, so take your hands away out the shot. Okay, off you go. You think that has come from where then, Huskey? What would be the story behind that one?
What's that, the horn?
Yeah.
The horn, it was up at, it was at the Teesmouth lifeboat house. My friend was the last mechanic there. Sadly, tragic circumstances, he's no longer with us.
Right.
And he gave that to me when the lifeboat house closed down.
Just look straight to the
Obviously, I'm going to treasure that, aren't I? He was one of my very, very best friends.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right, just look to the camera again and I'll just reposition it. So looking towards me this way again then, Huskey. So how do you feel about the prospect that you're facing now? All these possessions, you've collected them over all these years. What can you begin to sum up what you're feeling?
Not really, but if I have to, it's devastating, isn't it? I mean, it's my lifetime's collection. Who else has stuff like that? Well, I suppose you do a lot, you know, but what right has the council to do it to me? When they placed me in here, this council put an injunction on me on my own property, on my own house, not the council house or anything. Said I'd only tidy the rear garden and put an injunction on me to remove it, and I believe that was totally illegal.
What would you say though? I mean, how would you sum up your feelings as to what this would mean to you if you lost all of these things now?
Well, it's devastating, isn't it? It's my life. Like you say, I don't have tellies, I don't have videos, this is what I do. What right are these people to cause me to be dispossessed of my possessions, which is absolutely strict laws against?
And what would it do to you, do you think, if you...
Probably kill me. I've had a stroke with a stress of this and a prolapse in this last couple of months, and I never thought I'd be affected that much by it, but it did. That's the only thing that's done it. So come next Thursday, I think is the first, when there's going to be so-called evictions. But I have a meeting on Friday with the council and some officials in the big house next door. What will happen, I just don't know. Whether they...
This is quite an emotional time for you, this,
Oh, yes.
isn't it? You must have had some real emotions going on at the moment, really, as to what's happening to you.
Oh yeah. And how do you face something like this? Should a person in England have to face it? Home of democracy. It's a joke, isn't it? But we'll see what happens when the bailiffs come. But, I don't know what the legality with all this, to tell you the truth. Just don't really know.
How are you feeling?
Not so good about it. As I say, I'm looking at these as my possessions. A lot of people look at this here, well, it's only scrap anyway. To a lot of people, that's how it would be. Anything with rust on scrap to some people, but not the case, is it? These engines, look at some over there, they're all been done. There's others up there, they've been all over the place, which you can't really see because they're far up again. They've all been renovated.
And what would you say to the council, Huskey, to plead with them, you know, that maybe they don't understand what this means to you? How would you convince them?
I don't think there'd be any convincing. I think they're just hell-bound on doing what they want to do. But I'd like to ask them, I'd say, well, please just let me stay, you know, accommodate me. I think you need to find somewhere for me. You know, we need to come to some agreement. I've tried, and they just refuse to do it, to talk, really.
Okay.
They say they have no obligations to me. You know, since they put me in, they say, well, we never thought you'd be in as long as you have been. And they're just not interested, I don't think.
Okay, alright, great. Yeah, are you happy with that? And so what, edited it all and cut it all up and what have you, it'll be good, yeah. I'll just double check everything's just come out alright around. So just...
Yeah, Emma.